What it do, YouTube? It's your brother Trey, man. Listen, we are getting closer to moving. I got 6 more days till I start moving, so that's why things are looking a little, you know what I mean? But anyways, let's get into it, man. So Myron from Fresh and Fit went to a college campus and he had like a little debate. I'm surprised they even let him there. And apparently, I guess he's starting a new company called Uncensored America, and they went crazy at this little college campus thing. I'm definitely going to talk about the Pokimane and the Shannon Sharp thing. But first, let's go ahead and get into some of this real quick. I already saw this one. This was kind of interesting, but it was mainly just like for the shock value. So let's watch this one, actually. I have not seen this one yet. So it says, Myron debates a college student on whether trans women should be allowed in women's bathroom. What if a little girl is in there and then some strange individual that's a dude comes in and is standing to pee? That's weird. They shouldn't have to experience that as a kid. Let's see what he has to say about it, man.
What are your thoughts on trans women using women's bathrooms?
Unacceptable. Weird.
Yeah, but the thing is, and I don't think this gets asked enough,
He shook his head, yeah.
how exactly are we going to prevent that from happening and stop them? Are we just going to pull up everyone's skirt that wants to go in?
You know, that's a good question. This might be controversial, but look, I don't like public displays of affection. I don't like it whether it's heterosexual or gay. I think it's problematic because, I think anywhere where kids can be, that shouldn't be shown. If it were me, like let's say I was like the president or, the prime minister of the Fuhrer, I would basically make it where there's like gay zones where if you want to go ahead and, have PDA and the gay clubs and all the other stuff, that's in your section there. And then when you come out into regular society, you can't do that stuff.
I mean, it's kind of already like that. Like in the Texas area, there's somewhere called Oak Lawn, and it's known for it to be like the gay area. I actually got a gay friend, man. He does like video, like radio host stuff. Man, gays are very well connected. But anyways, I went to hang out with him one time, man. Cause he was cool, and he introduced me to this like area, bro. It was like in like a strip mall area, like a little fucking like, bro. It was weird. It was like, you ever go to like little car meets and you see like a bunch of car guys and stuff like that? Like out here, there was something called man, damn, I can't even remember right now. But there was like a little club, a secret club on IG. It got banned out here because the police caught on to it. But they would meet up and do burnouts. They would shut the streets down. They would go to abandoned parking lots, and it'd be hundreds upon thousands of people doing burnouts and stuff like that. Man, shit was lit. It was like that except for gays. And I was like, what the fuck? And there was police officers there, like, protecting them. And the police officers were gay. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? It's like gays, they have their own world. So I get what he's saying, but it's kind of already like that. I think what he means is making it more like government sanctioned or like official. But it's kind of already like a thing like that. So
because I do think that kids seeing that is just not natural. It's not good. This is why I'm against, gays and lesbians adopting children, because children need a mother and a father. They need that polarity. So
I'm going to be honest about that one too real quick. My friend has a friend who was a surrogate mom to her gay friend. So she gave birth. We don't know how she got inseminated, right? Maybe it was artificial insemination. Maybe they actually did it, but apparently this guy's gay, and so the woman, his friend was a girl of my friend's, and she gave birth to this dude's son for him. I also don't think that that's okay. Now, I obviously that's not my decision to make. I think everyone should have the ability to, foster children, stuff like that. But if we really want to start focusing on desexualizing the world, and especially a Western society, I don't think that they want to. I think it's absolutely a purpose for sexualizing the youth as early as they do nowadays, you guys. I think that we should start with that. It shouldn't be okay to see perversion for sexual. I still think it is, even though I like my lesbian girls, right? I like girls that like girls, cool and all. I still think it's like something that shouldn't be publicized to the kids. There used to be a time when you would explore. That's what exploration is for. Now it is explorative, but it's kind of pushed into people's brains, man. It's like I don't know, man. It's not right, bro. It's really not right. I don't think it's right.
This whole bathroom thing, that's a microcosm of a much bigger problem where we're accepting people's Looney Tunes worldview of, oh, I identify as a woman when they're a man. And then we've seen it lead to problems where women are being assaulted, they're being attacked. And these people are just not well in the head, man. And I don't think we need to go ahead and play their Looney Tunes game with them, right? It's two genders, right? At the end of the day, if, a guy that thinks he's a woman, once he passes away and archaeologists like exhume the body or whatever, they're going to look at the bones and be like, this was a guy. It's a definitive thing. And the fact that we're even, saying that there's more than two genders or whatever is ridiculous.
I can agree with that. It's really goofy. Ever since that whole GameStop blow up, you misgendered me. It's just gone like ridiculous. And I was waiting to see if there was we thought that was gonna like slow down. You know what I mean? But it's just gotten more and more momentum through it. It's it is kind of weird, bro. I'm not gonna lie, man. I think like I'm sorry if you guys think you're trans and stuff like that. If you want to transition. And when I was growing up, you were a tomboy or you were just a feminine gay guy. This transition and shit, bro, is just weird, bro. It is weird. I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
I see, but is the sexual assault argument really valid? Because isn't that like the equivalent of looking at, like, for example, a black person who robs a gas station, shoots a clerk, and then saying, oh, this is a tragedy. This never would have happened if we would have just outlawed black people from going into public spaces like gas stations. Isn't that identical to saying trans women shouldn't go in there on the basis of sexual harassment?
That's a very good point. I actually get what he's saying. That might make some people mad, but I get what he's saying. That's actually a very good point. If there is a disproportionate amount of crime happening with certain populaces, wouldn't it make sense to kind of put a little bit more restrictions on people that are more prone to do these types of things? But then you start to think about it, is it morally correct? So that's a very good point, man. Kudos to that guy for saying that. I think it's a low-hanging fruit, to be honest, though. Everyone, like a lot of people want to, it's very low-hanging fruit, so I don't give him too many good points on the critical thinking aspect, but it is a very good point. It's a solid point, man. I'm going to see what Myron has to say.
No, I mean, like, I don't think men should be entering the women's bathroom ever.
I got that. And
whether they want to identify as a woman or not, I don't think
all right, that kind of just settled that kind of, yeah.
They should ever be going in there. Like, it's inappropriate and strange. It's pretty simple cut.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think when you come in a race, that's just like it's a sticky situation. But that right there, it is like men participating in women's sports. Like, it's just men shouldn't be going into women's restroom. It just shouldn't happen. Like, that just doesn't make sense, right? It's man or woman, right?
Like, I think the whole the example you gave with like robbing a gas station isn't like the same.
But I'm definitely more on the progressive side.
Because you don't choose your skin color, but you can go ahead and choose your gender, which is kind of weird.
Well, the thing is, I agree with you that there are indeed only two genders, and I don't think trans women are women. I don't think trans men are men. But the thing is, if somebody wants to transition, that doesn't really affect my life. I don't care if you do that. In fact, I know I'm going to get tomatoes thrown at me for saying this, but I don't even care if you use the women's bathroom.
Well, I mean, that's easy for you to say from that position because you're a man and you're capable of defending yourself if something happened, but a lot of women aren't. And I think we need to put things in place to protect the women. As much as people actually make fun of me or attack me for saying that I shit on women all the time, actually a lot of the things that I say are to protect women. I think we need to keep them out of female sports. I think we need to keep them out of female bathrooms. And, that's to protect women and little girls. So a lot of the times when I say the things that I say, it's thinking of like society in the broader sense, right? So like when I say like, hey, we shouldn't have gay people or heterosexual people having public displays of affection, that's because of kids. I don't think sexual degeneracy, open sexual degeneracy is appropriate for children because children are very impressionable.
You guys forget, man, Myron's not stupid. A lot of people, just because they don't like your opinions on certain things, they equate with what you have to say with non-validity. It just doesn't make sense. That's an intelligent fallacy in itself. You want to call yourself an intelligent person, but because you disagree with someone's opinions, you can't see the facts or you can't see the building blocks that led to an intelligent person to coming up with the view that they have, right? So, from Myron's standpoint, where this young kid, he's being honest, right? He's being honest about it, how he just couldn't, he could care less on if men use women's restroom. The problem about it is that you live in society. You need to understand all the little microcosms that cause the major things that we, you know what I'm saying? It didn't just sprout out randomly that this trans thing was a movement, you guys. This just not sprout out randomly. For some people it did, but if you really take deeper looks, all this stuff led up to one thing to another, right? It all led up. A lot of things that happen, you guys, are progressively introduced for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And that's what programming is. That's what social engineering is, right? Whenever I'll do it, I'll make it a simpler explanation, right? For all my people out there who know about credit card fraud and stuff like that, right? I know, I'm sorry. But for credit card fraud, when I was learning about that and stuff, you guys, there was something that was called social engineering, right? And there's something called seasoning an account. What you do is you don't go for the big bucks immediately as soon as you open up a fucking business line or get a new bin. No, you gotta slowly get stuff out. You gotta call up to the post office, change the address. You gotta call up to these companies and, you know what I'm saying, introduce yourself as the person on the fake ID that you have or the card that you have, and then you slowly start to socially engineer these banks. You socially engineer the workers of the banks, the workers of all of these other places, and then slowly, boom, now you are this person. That's how identity fraud actually happens. And it's a progressive thing, you guys. And so if you don't see it being a problem with men or even trans women going to the men's restroom, you know what I'm saying? Just this whole problem, it snowballs into effect where it's out of control. Look at the Amber Heard Johnny Depp situation. The Me Too movement snowballed into Johnny Depp. The Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation, right? Amber Heard was saying all these lies, and even when they got it on camera, it was still plausible deniability between the jury. They were like, man, we got the evidence that Johnny Depp is non-guilty. He's not guilty, but we got a woman here in distress right now. So what is really true? And so for this guy to say that, oh, I don't care. You're when you're not actively wanting society to be better, you're part of the problem. I hate to say it, you are part of the problem if you don't want. You can play a role of neutrality, but certain things is part of the social contract, man. Some things are part of the social contract. If you don't know what the social contract is, look it up, you guys. Social contract is your duties for living on this land to society that you're expected to do, you guys. There are duties. It's called the social contract, and so he's not. You don't. It's a weird world that we live in right now. You can stay on the fence and just let shit fly. You can just let shit fly. You can do that these days. But is it right to do that? No, I don't think so. I think you need to stand up for things that make society worse, right?
Do that. In fact, I know I'm going to get tomatoes thrown at me for saying this, but I don't even care if you use the women's bathroom.
Let's go back up here.
That's because of kids. I don't think sexual degeneracy, open sexual degeneracy is appropriate for children because children are very impressionable. So, when I'm talking about the bathroom thing, right, what if a little girl's in there and then like some strange individual that's like a dude comes in and is like standing to pee? That's weird. Like they shouldn't have to experience that as a kid. So that's my thing. It's always because you're an adult, you're an able-bodied male, you don't care. That's cool. But my thing is I'm looking at the little girls that go use that bathroom and some weirdo with a beard comes in. That's unacceptable.
And that's a fair argument also. Is it true someone threw a bag of bugs at you earlier today?
I didn't even notice. I didn't know. That's someone put a bag of bugs. That's funny, man. People are weird. See, I've always said that like leftists are far more, violent and strange about their stuff. Like, they won't have a debate. Instead, they're gonna go gather a bunch of bugs and put in a bag. That's strange.
Yeah, liberals are fucking weird sometimes.
Yeah,
luckily I'm not a liberal.
Yeah, no, you seem like a sensible one, but
well, I'm a centrist, so that means I have strong stances that get me booed and hissed at by both sides.
Fair enough. Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
I think that was kind of goofy. I think these labels are sort of goofy. I think they're important, but they're still pretty goofy. Liberal, like, let's listen to this next section here, right? This is the girl section. It's kind of like
Another
a compilation.
Question. Do you know who invented?
Oh man, here we go. Okay. Hello.
Do I deserve more or less?
Are you a man or a woman?
I'm asking you.
Like she came or this thing, whatever, came immediately wanting to start a problem. This is what's wrong with a lot of debates. This is why there is there's just no progress. There's no point in having conversations with certain people. When they come in, I tell this everyone, you guys, there are two types of people, right? Or there are actually three types of people, but we'll focus on the two. Two types of people. People that actually get into arguments because they want to come to an understanding. There are people that get into disagreements and their goal is to come to an understanding. Whether they agree with each other at the end of it or disagree or they could just walk away, they want to come to an understanding. And then there's the type of person who just wants to immediately win. They want to win. They don't care what you have to say. They want their point to come across, and it has to be the right way. There are those two types of people, and then the third person is the person that just lays down and then kind of just internally holds everything in. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's not as important, right? This person, that's always wrong. Always wrong. If a person's coming into a debate trying to win, which is the purpose, you are trying to win, but this person isn't coming to understand, man. This person's coming to start a problem, man. You coming to fucking start a problem. Get the fuck out of here.
Or less.
Well, probably less.
I'm glad he answered it like that.
Even now, when my voice is lower than yours.
Even less now. Because women
So
only get in
weird.
line when you have other women in line. Now, I know that... What was that?
He said you're not welcome on campus, prick.
Oh, look at this guy. Nice jorts. Nice jorts.
Hey, I have another question. Do you know who invented Wi-Fi? Like the technology for Wi-Fi?
Let me guess. A woman?
Well, yeah. So if it wasn't for a woman, your podcast, you wouldn't have one, and it wouldn't have gotten demonetized.
That's so weird. That's such a weird argument, man.
Do you know who invented the Wi-Fi? Do you know?
Even when guys, for the most part, talk about like, do you know who built the house for you? Do you know who built the infrastructure? It was men. It was men. I think that's still such a cringe. Like, so yeah, it's true, but god damn it, I didn't build the house. No one you know built the fucking house, right? If we knew the builders, I would say thank you. I would give them a hearty handshake. Thank you so much for hopefully putting your all into this house that I'm about to live in. Thank you for working for me, for my construction company. I thank you. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so weird when people bring up that shit, bro. Like, you just low IQ, in my personal opinion, man.
Oh, good one. Yeah, so here's the thing. We do direct connect on our pod, so
I don't care.
Wi-Fi is... Oh, now it's I don't care. Okay, great.
Hello, sir.
Make sure to hit the gym as well.
Sir. Hey,
Hey, just being honest, man.
sir.
You're... Yeah, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Sir,
hey,
if you're here to
the
have
girls
a
aren't gonna fuck you,
conversation,
man.
I'm trying to have one with you.
Like the girls aren't gonna fuck you, bro. White knighting is not gonna do it.
Okay, hi. Would you like to have an actual conversation?
This is fucking awesome. It's a learned skill that they need to develop to learn how to properly deal with women. So
Why
that
do
they
you
don't
need to
end
learn
up-
how to deal with people?
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I teach guys to avoid women like you, as a matter of fact.
Thank you. Stay away
Yeah,
from me.
yeah, well, I don't know. You should be in the kitchen somewhere, but it's fine. We'll have this discussion. Because a man's job is to be a leader and be assertive and convey information. Women, you guys are supposed to be quiet and make sandwiches. That's the difference.
You can make your
Now that's a cheap low blow. See, what I've noticed about Myron is that he tailors his message depending on the type of person that he's dealing with, and I do the same thing. So I really can really kind of relate to him about that. I'm very nasty, and I'm very short, and I'm very fucking smart assy depending on the person I'm talking to. Right? If you are a person, we can disagree, but if you come to me the right way, and it's not about trying to find the secret code on how to come to me. No, you come respectfully. How about that? It's very easy to come to another person with sense and hopefully with good intentions for the most part, but respect. This type of woman makes the workplace terrible, you guys. This is the type of woman that why you have unconscious bias training, right? Why should we have to learn how to deal with other people? You know, you're the type, and she's the type of person that would become a manager, supervisor type shit, man. This is why I tell all of you guys, man. Once I really get this trading together, I'm really gonna try to teach you guys, because this is not the way. When people like this run companies, come on, man, come on, and she's got to be in her 20s. Think about how many 40, 50, 60, 70-year-olds are running companies that have this exact same mindset times 20 that has been unchecked. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's crazy out here, man.
your own sandwich. If you need to take a crash course on how to talk to other people, you can take a crash course on how to make a fucking sandwich.
Anyway.
If you're such a strong provider,
sound,
provide!
You sound mad that, do you know how to make a sandwich?
Yeah, I do. Want me to teach you?
No, thank you. That's a woman's job.
I think you mentioned you have an open relationship, but specifically on your end.
Such
Only
a
on
weird.
mine, yeah.
So you take the nuclear family, which is a a loyal and faithful husband.
Only women could be sluts. We are the slut makers. This girl's over here trying to call me a slut. Hey, we're the slut makers, man. There's no such thing as a man that's a slut.
Hey, so I really
That's an interesting concept because I don't know if you like. Why not? Wasn't the slut originally? Let me look it up, man. What is the definition of a slut? Why does he say that? Why can't men be sluts? Right? What is the definition of a slut? I'm gonna look it up. Because from what I'm seeing, if men can't be sluts, then what would they be doing if they are promiscuous? Exercising their options. But couldn't you say the same for a woman? Because she has options, so she's exercising her options. So I don't get it. Slut definition. Maybe it's one of those racism definitions where it's like, oh, we can't really be racist because we don't have power. A woman. Oh, okay. So the actual term of a slut is a woman who has many casual sexual partners. That's actually the definition if you look it up. So he's right. Men can't be sluts. Interesting. And that's crazy. Like, that's actually the definition. You Google it, and that's what it says. And people have a tough time hearing that. Wow.
I think your ideology is interesting. How do I apply it to my lesbian relationships?
Oh, well, you guys are useless to society, so.
She looks kind of down. Man. Yo. So I just found out that I'm actually part of Gen Z. I'm the first Gen Zer. 95, baby. I'm a 95 baby. But I don't know what's going on with our younger Gen Z, my younger Gen Z counterparts, man. I don't know what's it's kind of worrisome, to be honest, man. You know how they've been saying, like, and this is totally kind of off topic a little bit, but like, it just her facial expression, like, it just how she looks, man, is just really because she may not be down. She may or may not be down, but the fact that we don't know for sure means that there's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And I can't help but think about the food. You know, her chin almost kind of melts into her neck a little bit. I know it's just the angle right there, but like, she's just very, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really think it's the food, man. Gen Z looks a lot older than what they typically are. Like, I'm working with a 19-year-old fucking chick at this job that I work at, that I bartend at. She looks like she's fucking like 29. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, man. But anyways, yeah, what do you guys think about that? I think that in all honesty, it's really interesting, and I gotta give my props to Myron. I got a lot more respect for him for going out in the public and actually doing that. It's one thing to do it behind closed doors with a bunch of girls and you got security guards, but it's another thing to go out into a college campus in front of hundreds, if not thousands, of people, and they could just come up to you. And he just said that someone threw a bag of bugs at him. You're open to the elements. Anything could happen, you know? It kind of reminds me of Trump a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You understand the amount of vitriol and hate that is out there. And you also understand that there is love too. You know, you can't overshadow the love that's there. But the hate really sticks his neck out a lot more than the love sometimes. A lot more. It's a lot more common for the hate to stick its neck out than the people that truly support you. So I got to give it up to Myron. And I think that he's gonna get better as he has these interactions. Some of them were weird, like that lady that's like, "You know how to make a fucking sandwich, then provide." It's just lack of emotional control. You can't articulate your words properly in a calm and professional manner. So, in order to make a point, you'd yell. You know, you've lost at that point. You lost at that point, and it's just disgusting. It's so disgusting that people do that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. With that being said, but here's the deal: if you're gonna yell, at least make a good point. She didn't even make a good point, really. Like, do you know how to make a fucking sandwich? You're supposed to be a man. You need to know how to provide. You want me to provide a fucking sandwich? That's the best you got? Like, come on, man. Come on. But anyways, what you guys think? Let your brother know in the comments down below, man. I'll see you guys in the next video.